Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel Books with Natasa, and I know it's been a while, but today I'm filming my May wrap-up. So, like many of you already know, I am sort of not able to film many videos, so I have at least 3 videos coming each month. So I hope you guys will enjoy them, and if I have an extra time, I will try to perfume a few, but no promises. But without any further ado, let's just get straight into the list of books. In the month of May, I read 3 books and 45 manga, so this wrap-up will be mostly manga. So let's start with the books first. The first book I read was Simply Mine, which is book number 4 in the Honey Mountain series by Laura Pablo, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. This is the fourth standalone in this series, and it's a gorgeous best friends, brother, friends to lovers trope, and it was an incredible story. I love the banter between the characters, and it was so fun watching Ledger and Charlie find a way back to each other after so many things happened between them, and seeing that their friendship was intact and also their attraction, and it was just amazing. And how it's every single thing that they said had a flirtatious undertone, and I just loved it. It was they were also super different, and you think their relationship will never work, but they are perfect for one another. So I highly recommend you guys read this series. It's amazing. Next we have an e-arc I received, and that is Runaway Love by Melanie Harlow. This is book number 1 in the Cherry Tree Harbor series. This is her newest small town romance series, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Runaway Love is the first book in the new series, like I said, and it's a wonderful grumpy sunshine, single dad and nanny romance, and I have discovered that that is one of my favorite tropes, and I just am having so much fun reading these sort of books. And even though they have quite a predictable way of pacing in the book, I find myself really enjoying these books. Maybe because I'm sort of in a reading slump and don't really want something extra new, if that makes sense. And yeah, so this was amazing. I love the small town setting. It was so fun, full of heart, and it was just an amazing read. I highly recommend you guys pick it up. The final book that I read and finished a few days ago, and that is Fourth Wing, the first book in the Empyrean series by Rebecca Yarros, and I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I know this book has been everywhere lately, and that is one of the reasons why I picked it up. I really wanted a book to get me back into my fantasy mood, and I keep seeing romance fantasy genre, and I think that is the perfect way to get it back into it, because that is one of my favorite genres as well. So getting back into this book, this is a dragon rider romance, and you won't find a book like it, I swear. This book has crack in it. I have no idea what it is, but there's something about this book that just gets you hooked in it, and you don't want to read anything else after it. But yeah, we follow Violet, who is studying to be a scribe and work in libraries basically, and that is when her mother steps in and forces her to participate in this competition to become a writer. But in this competition, many people die. So this book has many people have recommended it for fans of Hunger Games, and I can see that. Also, I think A Court of Thorns and Roses, but I don't see that. For me, this book was so similar to Shatter series, one of my favorite series. I mean, the characters, the personalities and everything totally remind me of those characters. I mean, Xaden Riorson, which is our male romance interest, which has my entire heart. I love him to death. Totally reminds me of Warner. And Dane, which is the best friend of Violet, totally reminds me of Adam. So you can see where I'm going with it. I totally hate Dane. at first I liked him, but not as a romance interest, just as her friend. But the more he put her down and belittled her and didn't think that she was strong enough and everything, more I hated him. And at the end, when some stuff were revealed that she was played and everything, that totally pissed me off, and then has no redemption for me. He's like downling from the catharsis. I hate him. So back to the amazing romance. Violet and Xander has a slow burn enemies to lovers romance, and I absolutely adore it. Also, the dragons are mated, which is awesome. We also see them be total enemies at first, and I love how Xander doesn't belittle Violet, even though she's frail and quite weak. He finds ways to help her and push her up, and in order to achieve things on her own and not him doing it for her, if that makes sense. But yeah, this book was incredible. 5 out of 5 stars. I can't believe that it took me so long to finish it, but the last 100 pages, I didn't want to finish the book, so I stopped reading it for a few weeks, and then I was like, I need to finish it, I need to see how it ends, and the ending was phenomenal. I was screaming. Thank God my friend Alisa was also had read this book, so I could DM her and scream about the ending. And she's just the best. I love talking about her for my reads and everything. But yeah, the next book in the series is called Iron Flame. It's coming out November, if I remember correctly, and I am dying to see it, to read it. Also, this is going to be a 5-book series, and that is the best news ever. Since we finished talking about the books, let's just jump straight into the manga. So the first manga series that I binge read this month was My Love Story with Yamada-kun level 999, volumes 1 until 7 by Masahiro, and I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. I decided to read it after watching the anime, and I really wanted to find out how the story was gonna go, because the anime is like extremely and excruciatingly slow. So I binge read the entirety of the manga that is available online and in like a few hours. I think it's like 100 chapters. I'm not sure, but that is like nothing to me when it's a shoujo romance. So yeah, we follow Akito Yamada, who that is a high school student and a gamer, professional gamer. And then Akane, I'm not sure what her name is, the full name is, that just got dumped by her boyfriend because her boyfriend found a new girlfriend via this game. So now she's heartbroken. That's where she meets Yamada, and basically a lot of events bring them together, and then Akane starts playing this game, and she and Yamada become super closer, and then they start to date, and it's incredible. Also, I haven't read many books or manga that the girl is the older. I prefer the guy to be older. I have no idea what it is, it's just my brain. But this one was actually really well done, and I love how the author also acknowledged the fact that Akane is a bit older than Yamada, but Yamada is still a guy, and he's always showing us how much experience and able to bring Akane to fullness. I'm not sure if that is even a word, but let's just go with it. But yeah, this is just amazing. I love Yamada. He's like such a boyfriend material. I love him. If he was my boyfriend, we would be so well together, I swear. I mean, I'm a gamer, he's a gamer. What more do you want? But yeah, this is an amazing series. I highly recommend you guys pick it up. It's so much fun. Next, thanks to a friend on Discord that sent me a link to read these volumes online, I read and fully caught up to the Kaichi. I've been harassed by the Sexiest Man of the Year, volumes 1 until 7 by Hasigo Sakurabi. And many of you know that the Kaichi is one of my all-time favorite animes. I love this series so much, but I have been wanting to read the manga for as long as I can remember, because the manga is just more uncensored, if that makes sense, and the anime cuts a lot of the scenes and you don't even know what's actually happening and you can be 100% sure. So the manga totally cleared up some things for me. Also, we have a few extra chapters after the movie, which I was so grateful for. And basically, I loved it so much, but the art style is a bit hard to follow because it's more white than black and white, if that makes sense. A lot of stuff in the outlines is hard to see and make sense what exactly that you're seeing. So that is mostly the reason which I gave this series 4 stars and not like 4.5 or 4.75. The story is really well written and I love how it's progressing, and I really need the next chapter to find out what's happening with Chunta and Takano-san and just give me more chapters. But yeah, that's it. The next manga that I read totally gave me Sasaki Miyanoba, and no other manga has ever given me that, so I'm so grateful. And that is I Cannot Reach You by Mika. I read volumes 1 until 4 and I gave them 4.5 or high stars. This is a beautiful little story and it's a little bit frustrating to watch and express the feelings because it is quite slow pacing with this manga, and I just love watching Yamada, I think is his name. First we see them like this super expressionless character, but then the more we go to each chapter we see him, these little signs that he's actually in love with his best friend Kakeru. And Kakeru is just this innocent, naive character that really doesn't know what's happening. So by the time he realizes that he also has feelings for his friend and confesses to him because there is no other way, because Yamato really doesn't think that Kakeru has feelings for him. He thinks it's impossible. So they start a date and that's basically where we left off. And I just need to read the next volumes. I'm this close to ordering them from Amazon, but I'm containing myself because there are a lot of things that I really want to buy right now, so I'm pushing off on this one. But yeah, this is an incredible series, and I highly recommend you have at least most of the volumes available for you to read because they are quite slow and you need to have them all to binge read them to really enjoy, fully grasp the story. Next, I binge read the Horimiya volume 1 until 16 by Hero, and I gave it 3.75 stars. Many of you know that Horimiya is one of my favorite animes, and for the longest time I've wanted to read the manga, and I have to say I was a bit disappointed, but I recently found out that this manga is actually shonen and not a shoujo. That means it's not focused on the romance. So that is the reason why I didn't love this series as much. But yeah, my favorite thing in this series was Miyamura's and Sengoku's friendship. They are the best. Sengoku is the class president, the red-haired character, and I just love how in depth we got into this manga with the friendships. The romance was exactly the same as the anime. No scene was missing except for I think 1 or 2 small scenes, but friendship scenes were totally missing. Also, I was quite disappointed with the ending because the 2 characters that are friends with Hori, they didn't end up dating, which I found super frustrating. Also, we wanted some more in depth to all the other couples and characters, and we really just barely scratched the surface, which I hated. But yeah, basically the only thing I enjoyed was the friendships between the characters and all the funny moments between Miyamura and Sengoku, and it was just pure bliss. Watching those two trying not to take their clothes off was amazing. Next we have Given by Natsuki Kizu Volume 9, which I gave 3.75 to 4 stars. I'm not sure how to rate this one, but basically this is the final volume ever. Chapter 50 was released earlier this month, and that is the final chapter, and I have to say I was quite disappointed. after this incredible series that we got to know and all these characters, and basically the journey that we had, this was so underwhelming ending. I mean, they gave us like an overview of what happened, like when you watch a TV show and it's like on the previous episodes, this is what happened, and they're showing us like a flash screen, and this is exactly what happened with this manga and how it ended, and we barely got to see any moments between the characters and everything, and I was really disappointed. I really want to see a few more moments between Mafiu and Uyama and the other couple as well, and basically I was really disappointed, and I feel like I wasted my time with the series because it was just a so incredible series, and it totally missed the potential for an amazing ending. I think maybe the author was rushing to end it, maybe he got bored, I have no idea, but that is just my opinion. Next, I read Megumi and Tsukumi by Mitsuru C, volumes 1 until 3, and I gave it 3 stars. This was my first manga and book in the Omegaverse, and I have to say I didn't like it. It was just so confusing. Thank God because on the first pages they were explaining those terms for the Omegaverse, like what is Omega, what is an Alpha, and the whole getting pregnant thing. Even though he's a guy, thank God that was explained because my brain almost exploded, and I was like, just go with it. But yeah, I really did enjoy this couple. Basically, we have Tsukumi, who is an Omega and totally hates alphas. And then we have Megumi, who's an alpha, but he's not like a typical alpha. He actually does care about people and Omegas, and he doesn't want to basically rape them. So here in this story we have Tsukumi, who is an Omega, and basically Omegas every few times a month, I believe, they expel these pheromones that make the alphas go crazy and basically attack them, and that has led to many rapes. That is why there are anti-suppressants, basically drugs, to help them suppress that stuff. But then some things happen, and Megumi saves Tsugumi, and then even though they hate each other, they start to spend more time together, and then they end up sleeping together, and then they can stop sleeping together, then they start dating. Basically, this is like a whole lot complicated story, but it's quite adorable, if that makes sense. It's not my favorite, but it's not my least favorite either, if that makes sense. I'm not sure how to explain it. Next, we have my final series for this list, and that is Koi to Yobi ni wa Kimochi wa Rui by, I can't read the name of the author because it's only in Japanese, and I read volumes 1 until 7, basically the entirety of this series, and I gave it 3.75 to 4 stars. I really did like this one. It was hilarious. The guy, and it's an age gap romance. The guy falls in love with the high school girl student because she saves him from basically dying. Then she rejects him when he confesses. And then they start to spend time together because he's the brother of her best friend. So basically he continues to like be in awe of her and confesses to her, and they start to spend time together, and then she is starting to develop feelings for another, but they don't act on them. Basically they sort of platonically dating, if that makes sense. And then we see that this guy goes and requests permission from her parents to, when she basically becomes an adult, to start dating her, which I found like super respectful and amazing, because that basically resolves the age gap. I mean, he is so respectful and wants to wait for her in order to not have any issues with everyone, or even her parents, and it's just amazing. We also see that this guy doesn't have the best relationship with his father, and that plays out in the series. But yeah, this was really good. The only thing that I didn't enjoy was the ending, because it was left quite open. Basically nothing happened in this series. We just saw them spending time together, and that basically was it. So yeah, it has like an extra chapter or something going forward in the future, showing us their lives together, that would be like perfect, but it is what it is. So that's it for my May wrap up. I hope you guys enjoyed. I had so much fun talking about these books and manga that I read this month. If you want to check out my social, I would really appreciate it. I will put the thing here. I am pretty active over there. I post every 2 days basically. That is my set schedule. I have started posting more about manga as well. I've made so many friends there and it's just the best time. So like, subscribe, stick around, and I will see you for my next video very soon. Bye!